But let's get right into it. We got Shoenice here.
We got fucking Shoenice on the show.
Yeah, man.
How are you, man?
Madman.
Hey, guys.
Known globally as just the consumer of refuse and the guzzler of alcohol. Like, just I've seen you on all kinds of like clip shows and on TV and on articles around the internet. And we watched the Vice documentary about you recently. Tell us what it's like to be you.
Well, basically, I've been an entertainer all my life. I've been eating crazy stuff since I was like 5. These dudes brought one of their mom's brand new tampons out into the yard, and they like to dip them in water, and they'd open up like umbrellas.
Yeah.
I said, give me that, I'll eat it. And I thought it was just like some kind of a rolled up thing from a first aid kit.
No.
I think I was sick, so I ate it, but it was dry, and I didn't realize that tampons open up in your throat like an umbrella. So I'm choking in the yard,
like
string
a mattress
hanging out of my mouth. The kids, even the bullies, were scared, so I knew I must have been screwed up. My mom came out, yanked the tampon out of my mouth, smacked me in the butt, and the rest is history. I mean, through elementary, high school, always being sent to the office, I used to stand up against the cafeteria wall, let people dip their old napkins in from their lunch trays and their milks, and throw them at me like giant spitballs, and I'd try and catch them in my mouth.
So I gotta ask.
Cafeteria aides would just sit there. Are you kidding me?
That's horrible.
I was always at the special table, but I wasn't really special. They always wondered why I didn't blink much, you know what I mean? I blink maybe once every 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, like that kid on Deliverance playing the guitar.
So yeah, I came into this roofing world, and it sucked, but I was in the roofing industry for 20 years. And
oh, that's the worst. Wait, can I ask you? I want to ask you about that. And let's rewind a little bit. I want to talk about when you first start eating the awful things in school. Now, I've heard someone say that was pica, when you're compelled to eat objects. But as Taylor pointed out to me the other day, I think that's usually like, I want to eat dirt. I want to eat like just anything like you can put your hands on, you want to consume. So it wasn't that, was it? It was more about getting attention, getting friends.
Well, exactly. Not friends, because I was just a good-looking guy and a class clown. Usually class clowns are goofy-looking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just like I had all the jocks, the burnouts, the women. I mean, everybody. The teachers were hitting on me. So basically, pica, they got me confused with that disease, but I do agree with the word pica. P-I-C-A, paid in cash always. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I used to tell the counselors. They were just always looking at me, and they'd be like, all these doctors would be like, we're really not sure we can do anything here. Your mom's waiting out in the car. You know what I mean?
So the first time you ate something that wasn't food was the tampon, and the way you describe it was like you were choking on the ground and people were concerned for you. Like when that was over and she pulled the tampon by the string out of your mouth, were you still like fearful, or were you you got like a rush? Like, I can't wait to eat glue and sticks and little rocks I find on the road.
Yeah, because when I was like 3.5, 4 years old, I found a pack of my father's non-filtered Camel cigarettes, and I ate that whole pack and I turned blue. I mean, like, it was a story that was always in the family. I don't remember. So I think I don't know, my mouth crazed. I mean, because I don't mind glue. And I'd like to take this moment out to do a little sponsorship from my buddies at PKA who sent me money to get my own drink during this interview, and I chose the Max. Thanks, guys.
Elmer's makes the tastiest of glues, I've heard, so that was a good pick.
I feel like we didn't introduce. We assume that everyone knew who Shoenice 22 is. If people don't know, he has hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube. Shoenice 22, and he eats things that you would think would kill people. It includes drinking. Is it a liter? What does vodka come in? Like the big thing?
It's 750 milliliter were my usual slams, but
3/4 of a liter.
3/4 of a liter.
2.5 gallons
of vodka. He drinks wood glue. He eats things.
It's important as to what he's saying. This isn't like an eating channel where it's, I'm going to eat a bunch of burgers, or look at how many hot dogs I can eat. It's actual poison. It's actual poison.
Formula
that he
409. Didn't you drink
It's like
that?
that scene at the end of Princess Bride. He's always preparing for a showdown like that, where he's been preparing by eating poison for years.
It's one of those channels that like you show to a friend, and you're like, you won't believe what this guy does. He eats a whole thing of caulk, and they're like, no, he doesn't. And then they watch it, and then they're like, okay, well, what else does he eat? And then you just go through the whole catalog.
So you brought up the caulk. I don't think caulk digests. So please tell us what happens after you eat the caulk. Do you have...
Well, let's do a little history on eating caulk.
Okay.
Gotta say that carefully. Yeah, so I would always, like, as a roofer, you'd always have to do some... I would never eat the silicone. That would go on my pants and, you know, it hardens up, whatever. But latex, something about it. When I used to wipe it to make it smooth on a gutter edge, something in construction, and I'd just lick it. And all these people are like, that wasn't real. I mean, you have to poke the... No, you don't have to poke the cheap tubes. And any painter knows when you got to get something done, you don't have a lot of money. They got the cheap ones. I heated it up in the microwave, so it came out like frosting. And it's just latex, bro. I mean, it goes through your system easier than an eraser.
Takes all the nutrients out. That's not good. I don't microwave anything now after I learned that.
But wait, so that actually answers the question. In my head, this thing stays as caulk, and when you poop, you probably have an all-white poop on the other side.
Like, I imagine it like a long, like
coil,
butthole, like circumference.
Just
tube.
take a candy bar and put it on your glove.
And you take it out of the toilet. It's a silicone rope that you could just coil up and sit around your plunger and just add more to it every day until eventually you melt it back down and reconsume it, I guess, for a real big stunt.
Like a giant tapeworm?
I really want to know the answer. When the caulk goes through,
tapeworm.
Is it still caulk on the back end?
No, 98.6 is your body temperature. It's going through stomach acid. I mean, they should make bulletproof vests out of corn kernels because that's the only thing recognizable in my shoe. I don't know if we can swear.
That works.
Yeah,
we don't use bad words on this show. We use a lot of bad words on this show.
But it was the whole thing.
Aside from corn, I know you said it was only corn, but what are the other things that you catch on the back end? Like you eat
anything wax. Like if I slam liquid wax, it immediately turns hard, and then that's what one trick of that is. Somebody almost choked to death. I said, don't try that. I'm a professional idiot with decades of experience.
Crayons?
I mean, anything wax comes out and you can see it, like crayons. L.A. Beast showed a picture of his crayons after but I don't like posting videos of feces. That's why I quit. I quit Live Leak because I couldn't go to that website and look at all that death and destruction. I'm all about feeding the homeless. You guys gave me $25 for a bottle of wine or scotch. I bought glue, seen a Mexican old man broken down on the side of the road. I said, well, you need gas. He couldn't understand, so I went over to his gas tank, said, jump in. We went over to the place. He took his can, got some gas, went inside, came back. He had Doritos, a six-pack of beer, some Slim Jims. I said, you get any gas? He's like, yeah. And the thing was like a quarter full. We went back. He didn't even have enough gas to get it into the line. So I was like, all right, bro, I'm out of here. But Woody's Gamer Tag helped you out today.
See, I'm glad we didn't give him the $100, Woody. You were right. If we give him the $100, he'd have been in the ghetto somewhere, filling everybody's tank up, getting everybody Twinkies.
Can't have that.
I'm bad with money. I'm bad with money when I'm with the home. I turn around to throw money at the homeless. I do this one thing with this one lady. She's old and haggard, but I do the $2 crumpled up over my thing, and she catches it in the wind on the corner every, maybe once a week I see her, but it's so funny, and people honk and they cheer when she catches it. They don't even know what the hell's going on. But
when's the last time you gave something to the homeless, Kyle?
I gave a guy I guess maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. There was one like at the red light. I gave him the ones that I keep in my home.
You're a brother in my book, dude. One time. I mean, there's millions that'll never do it.
I mean, that's
Taylor?
Probably the ones that I would pass after like a Blues game in downtown St. Louis. I wouldn't stop because when I was a little kid, my dad gave me like $1 to go give to one of them, and when I did, they like snatched my arm real quick and it freaked me out. But I gave like $5. I usually give money 1 out of like 8, 9 times at those little corners where, like, as long as I'm not way back, because I feel like a dick if like you're way like 10 cars back and they're on the corner and you roll it down, wave $1 at them, and they have to sprint over, like desperate for it. I feel like I'm kind of an asshole. But yeah, probably like a year and a half ago.
I witnessed Woody giving a homeless gentleman a 20 one time, and but I thought that guy was a bit of a scam artist. He like had like his
he had a giant hand. I don't know how he did that. He's like, I gotta go to
Denver,
the doctor.
I've been in the but I've been in the Denver homeless scene for like 3 years. But me and my brother, we've been helping out the homeless since we were teenagers. Our mom just instilled it in us. But in Denver, I knew who was just spending it on meth, and they get all mad when I give them tacos. They were like, "Where's the dollar bill?" And when I was in my drinking days until New Year's Eve, we would sit there and I'd get everybody drunk, high, and whatever. And, you know, I controlled what they did, you know, like 20, 30 of them for a year. They called me the most famous not homeless guy in Denver because they knew the truth. But
so you had a band of homeless people.
Oh, without a doubt. I go down to the line. It's 12 p.m. I got people in high places, bro, because this one guy sleeps on these church steps. They got to be like 28 steps high.